Hey guys, if you've been considering looking for if you've been considering adding a cat to your life or volunteering somewhere, I definitely recommend finding a pet rescue. I know here at PetSmart in Rock Hill, we could use a couple more volunteers. There's some shifts that are available. I'll post the information in the caption, but I personally have just found that it's really been rewarding for me to be able to spend some time with the cats, and especially see when they get adopted and they end up going to their forever homes. I've seen firsthand where sometimes it doesn't always work out and the cats end up coming back to us. Maybe there's an allergy that wasn't known about, or they just don't mesh with the other pets in the house. And sometimes things just don't work out, but if it's something you're considering, it's worth giving it a shot. So whether it's volunteering, stopping by to visit them, getting them some time out of the cage, fostering, it all makes a really big difference. And I think I saw it firsthand with my cat, who we ended up adopting from here. I don't know if a lot of people, well, no, probably if you're on my Facebook, you know, because when a couple years ago, when my cat Bane went missing, it really hit me hard because he was my first baby, and I'd always wanted a cat. And it was hard. And then by the end of the year, we had to put down our cat Storm, who had become such a big part of our family. And she was like such a great cat. I watched her give birth to her kittens, and I had helped them find new homes. So it was just a really So then by the end of the year, we ended up having to put down our cat Storm, who I feel like picked us. And I wasn't really ready to get another cat. And then I ended up finding a story on Facebook of this girl who was looking to help her friend who was in a tough spot, and she needed help fostering her cat. And it was only going to be for a few weeks, like 3 weeks, 5 weeks max. His name was Vesper. He's a big orange cat. And it ended up being a little closer to like 2, maybe 3 months. But in that time, this girl got herself on her feet. She got a new job. She moved out of state, and like she didn't have to bring her cat to a shelter. And it wasn't really like much for me, and for me it was like everybody's like, oh, you're gonna get attached, and I wasn't ready to get attached. So then when he was gone, I was like, okay, well, maybe maybe it's time, but I'm not really ready, and I want to make sure it's a good fit. And so I ended up reaching out to the volunteers with Operation Care about volunteering, and I started working, and I had honestly seen a cat when we had come by, and I was like, oh, she is beautiful, but just give it time, don't rush in. Well, then her sister got adopted, and then she got adopted, and I was like, okay, it wasn't meant to be, but then she came back, and I was volunteering at that point, and at that point I did notice like a significant difference in her behavior. She was miserable. She got a taste of the outside life, and she was like, I'm not coming back to this room. So I talked to the head of volunteers for the cats, and I was like, hey, can I give her a cage break? Like, let's just get her out of here, get her some, some space. And she was like, that's a great idea. So I brought her home, and she was a little hesitant with things, and she was kind of like, you have a dog, you've got small kids. The cat was just, Waffles was like, we'll see about this. And she was a little hesitant with us. But she got comfortable pretty quickly, within like a day or so. But she would be a little, you just had to kind of like give her space. She'd let you know. She'd definitely let you know. And then we brought her back because somebody was interested in her. And she come back to the room, and she was just not having it, not even entertaining these people. So she was huddled up in the corner. I was like, okay, we'll just keep trying. And when I brought her back, I was like, look, I love you and want you to get a forever home. And I was just telling her, like, you gotta, I just need you to be a little nicer to the kids. I need you to not, you can't swat at them or anything. And then I noticed a change in her. And so then another person was interested in her. She's beautiful. And we bring her back to the room, and she just, again, was not having it. She was not friendly to these people. It just was not going, it just didn't go well. So I bring her back, and I'm like, look, like, you're here. I'd love to add you to the family, but I need you to get along with our dog. I need you and Rogue to like become little besties, because that's what you're here for. And you guys have been hanging out all day together. And a couple days later, I catch them playing hide and seek around the house. She's poking her head out, Rogue's playing, and she's running behind the couch, and they're just having like this great time. And I'm like, I know what I just saw. So then, she has another person who's interested in her. And I'm like, okay, this is it. Let's see if we can get you a home. And it just at that point was like made clear she was not going to, she wasn't going to do well coming back to the room ever. It made her stressed out. She wasn't happy here. And I had a conversation with my husband, and I was like, I don't know what to do. I feel so bad. I don't want her to have to go back there. And I just don't know if she fits in with our family. And he just reminded me that she's not Bane or Storm. She's her own cat. But she was following what I needed from her. And I clearly had a connection. And it just kind of became this and he just reminded me that, you know, she wasn't Bane or Storm. And she had been doing the things I was asking of her. I just wished she was a little more snuggly and a little more affectionate. I told her that. And a couple days later, I told her, and she started showing me more affection and being a little gentler. And we went ahead with the adoption, and it's funny because now I see these little like similarities between Bane and her and Storm and her, and she's still her own little cat. She drinks out of the faucet, you know, the